Uh, okay, guys. What's up, everybody? I just want to say first and foremost, sorry for any display of foolishness this may have been happening on this morning's show. Not gonna lie, I let myself someone's opinion get the better of me, and unfortunately, I normally do not do that, and I want to apologize for that first and foremost. Just a disagreement, but I feel like I represent a lot of different people, including you as well, and I feel like I took that trust from you and other companies and the Sunrisers, and I wasn't worthy of that. This morning's show, the show is about being positive and being uplifting, happy, getting a good start to the day, and not having conflict drama. That there's no time for that stuff. So I just want to say sorry for that. I'm gonna smoke a bowl and try to relax a little bit. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm no excuses for it whatsoever, in my opinion. Like I said, this is on my behalf. I'm not apologizing for anybody else, just myself. And I do apologize to Johnny Blaze for, I know that putting him in an awkward position. He's a good man. Doesn't deserve to be put in that whatsoever, especially because we all, like I said, we all have our own shit that we deal with, and it's not what the Sunrise Session is about. But like I said, that'll be addressed, though, definitely. All right, guys, I'm smoking on some marijuana. Cheers. And say, I'm a passionate person when it comes to different things that I'm interested in. That's why I'm interested in them in the first place. So sometimes my opinions tend to get the better of me, and I tend to debate a lot of these subjects that honestly don't matter. It should just be something you just laugh about, pretend doesn't matter whatsoever. But this morning I happen to let it get the best of me, and for that, like I said, I want to apologize because nobody needs to see that. That's not what anybody comes to the Sunrise Session to do. So, and I feel bad, genuinely feel bad for that. And, I feel like I started everyone's day with drama, and that's not what it's about. That's not how this year is supposed to be. So definitely have to find a way to redeem it. And so take some hits and hopefully find a different, vibe and change the day around. So cheers, everybody. Hope you guys got something good to smoke on. Oh, man. Normally, I'm not going to lie. Normally, the Sunrise Session is very positive. And I didn't intend my conversation to become negative in any way whatsoever. I'm not going to lie, though, that is not the first time that that's happened to me. Just for talking about something that someone disagrees with or doesn't know about, and it's just a difference of opinion. Simply just that. I mean, I listen to stuff all the time that I have no idea about, and I try to learn about it. Just a disagreement with the co-host, but unfortunately it happened live, and in my opinion that should never happen. In my opinion, that's unprofessional, and that's not what I'm about. That's not what KZR 420 is about. So for me, I appreciate that, Tyler. I really do. But to me, I feel like I took some trust that you guys wake up, you guys come to the channel, and you guys trust that we're going to make sure your day starts off good with some good laughs and good vibes and stuff. And unfortunately, I should have just shut up, in my opinion. It's not a conversation that had to be forced or anything. It was just a simple conversation to get outside the box, change things from chicken dicks and dolphin rape. I mean, not that they're not funny subjects. I just tried to introduce something a little different. It was just because I'm not gonna lie, I ended up staying up till about like 5:36 in the morning watching this shit. It was just really interesting listening to this guy talk, and that's all it was. It was just bringing up a conversation I found interesting. That's all. But and I'm not apologizing for that. I'm apologizing for the fact that I allowed myself and my temper to get the better of me and get into an argument. And it was a discussion that turned into an argument, and unfortunately it happened on live, and that's what I'm apologizing for the most, because it should have never happened in front of anybody, because that's not professional. It's not what you guys go there for. So But cheers, everybody. And I foresee that won't happen again. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like not every conversation needs to be, super simple. But like I say, I'll save those conversations for my life, I guess. Not a big deal. But we all like to smoke weed, and we all have our own opinions about things, and that's what's wonderful about the life that we live, is that we all have our own ideas, our own concepts, our own existence. That's why some of us become successful, some of us become inventors, some of us live, the biggest creation we do is we make our own children. People tend to forget that is a creation, one of the most greatest creations you can do is you make a child. So and you mold that child, you raise them, and it's a creation in a sense. So we're all an inventor in one way or another, and it's pretty interesting sometimes just to explore those concepts. At least to me, I like to expand my mind. It's just something I like to do. I've always done it my whole life. But trust me, I'm not no Ivy League, none of that shit. So please don't get that misconception about me. I just like to study shit. But yet I didn't do that shit in school, right? I never read shit in school. I didn't do none of the work studying, none of that stupid shit. And they hated that about me. I used to have teachers tell me that all the time. Why don't you do your shit? Why, you get good grades if you studied it? It's not interesting to me. The only class that I ever did anything and I got straight A's in was fucking botany. I took botany when I was in fucking school, in high school, and I loved it. It was a wonderful class. And it was college credits. But they didn't, it was the only thing that interested me. That was the only subject I cared about. Besides that and English, I enjoyed English. That was the other one I liked to do because I like to read. So it was good to learn new words and how to understand new words. Cheers. I appreciate that, Wiggly. Whew. That was a deep hit. I like that. That's one thing I like about the Stratus is this shit fucking rips, and it's like a straight shotgun every time you take a hit. So that's what I like about this piece. Let's get a fucking dab going, guys. So let me know what you guys are smoking. If you guys are smoking on, just in case you're just joining us right now, I'm smoking on some Hirawana right now from House of Herb, which is a super fucking awesome hybrid strain. I love it. I picked up a half ounce of it. They had a deal going on. It was a 140 for the half ounce, and then I got the VIP discount thing. So it was pretty cool. And it's worth it. I think honestly, when you find the bulk deals that are good quality, those are the ones you got to pick up. But yeah, hey Johnny, hey man, Johnny, deepest apologies, brother D. I was actually going to hit you up just personally, and I still am, brother. But I want you to know that too, man. I do apologize because, I tend to push that subject sometimes when I'm talking about things. If I'm passionate about it, I tend to, push it. And I don't need to do that, especially not in front of everybody. That's just wrong. But like I said, we do this for the good vibes, to bring everybody a happy, positive, start to their day. And I just feel like I disrupted that. And I could have prevented it. I could have stopped it at any time, But like I said, I'm not going to lie. That is not the first time a conversation has done that before. I mean, it just, I guess it happens. So, But cheers, guys. Going in on some fucking wedding cake batter, guys. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, I know, but I just feel like, there's no reason to do it in front of everybody. Disagreements do happen, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with a disagreement either, especially if it's a constructive one. But at that moment, I realized it was not a constructive one, but I should have realized that long before. And, like I said, I can make excuses. I could be like, oh, well, I've been up all night and I'm tired and I'm high, I'm not making no excuses. I just simply like to debate too. I'm not going to lie. But like I said, there's a time and a place for that kind of stuff. And it is not on the Sunrise Session. Sunrise session is about kicking back, relaxing, having a good fucking time, chilling, getting a good start to the day, and that's what this is about. I'm apologizing because I disrupted that, guys. But I got nothing but love for Daddy Tank Nuggets. I got nothing but love for Johnny Blaze. And I got nothing but love for all the Sunrisers. I wouldn't fucking, like I said, I'm not nobody that fucking gets aggressive and none of that stupid shit. None of that. I'm a chill person. I try to be as relaxed as possible. You know, I live in a violent place. I grew up in that shit. Like I said, I don't have time for drama. There's no need for that, and I managed to put myself in that. So no one else to blame but myself for that. So and that's why I apologize, because that's what I do. That's the difference, you know. Damn. If you guys haven't tried wedding cake yet, it is a really great exotic strain. This batter is incredible. It's coming in at a little over 88%. It is one of the only fucking strains I've had recently that actually hits me anymore. So that's really awesome. So I've been nursing it. As you guys know, I've had the wedding cake for a while. Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly what it is. We're very opinionated and we're very, you know, we're strong-minded, and that's the thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. My best friend is exactly the same, and we get in arguments like that all the time. It's just like I said, there's a time and a place. You know, and that for me is just where I made the mistake. And that's okay. You know, because people like, you know, like it's been said, people do make mistakes. That's what makes us human. It's the fact whether we're willing to acknowledge a mistake. You know, and myself, I used to be a person who I can never say sorry. Oh, yeah, shit, you're not. Not that I wouldn't take responsibility for a mistake or something like that. I just didn't believe in saying sorry, because I've always had this philosophy that if you visualize yourself doing something in that moment, if you didn't think you were doing something wrong, if you didn't feel guilty when you're doing it, then what are you apologizing for? Because you really didn't feel guilty. You're apologizing for the sympathy of the other person's behalf. So I didn't feel like I was right. I felt like you're lying to the person. And after I almost died, when then they pulled my tooth and almost died, I had a realization about, you know, a lot of shit that I've done in my past, and a lot of these things that I realized that a simple sorry and a genuine sorry could have simply changed everything, changed the whole outcome, simply by just saying, you know, I made a mistake and taking responsibility. And that's one thing I want to stress extremely. If you make a mistake or you do something wrong or something, you know, be honest and you know, be responsible. There's nothing else, you know, I can say. We all make mistakes. We're human. That's how we learn, and that's how the next generation, if they're smart enough, they'll learn from our mistakes. You know, and I hope somebody else may see this situation and maybe take something from it and say, okay, maybe if this ever comes up, I might, you know, hey, avoid this maybe. You know, like I've always been taught, you avoid religion and politics. Those conversations cause nothing but drama. And I do. I stay out of those conversations completely. They have nothing to do with me. But I've watched my father tear himself completely apart of his family because of a religion conversation or political conversation. To where he does not speak. He has 5 brothers and sisters. He doesn't speak to any of them. He has about like 20 nieces and nephews. Doesn't talk to none of them. It is simply just choosing. Exactly, Johnny. You know, it is simply just that. And it is nothing more than a discussion. And as far as me and Daddy Dank knows, I'm fine. I have no issues, no hard feelings towards him whatsoever. To me, it tests my mind. It makes me have to think in a different way. I have to, you know, change the way that I would normally look at a situation, change my perspective. And I enjoy those kind of conversations. That's why I think I find myself in debates. And that's not okay sometimes. Like I said, there's a time and a place for that stuff. But yeah, it is definitely water under the bridge and definitely moving on. Cheers, man. You know what? I'll tell you right now, real talk shit is that the media and the mass attention would tell you that, oh no, 2 stoners got in an argument. Now they're gonna they're gonna go shoot each other and they're gonna have, you know, all this violence. No, that's not true. A lot of us don't even go towards that. A lot of us, you know, we think about what would happen and we come to different perspectives. Not all of us are just aggressive people. You know, that tends to be, if you're just a violent person, you're just a violent person no matter what you do. However, cannabis does control some violent people. I know some, like I got a buddy who used to get in fights all the time. He started smoking weed. Now he just fucking sits around and plays PlayStation. I said that weed and video games save lives. I don't know. Then you get these fucking people like these kids are like, hey, yeah, I stole this car because I did it in Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, talk about a good defense. That's a really good defense, man. Like, you got to be pretty dumb to fall for that. Yeah, I did it in Call of Duty, so I thought it was okay to hit this guy in the back of the head with a shovel. You channel your rage into video gaming. You know what? I used to do that when I was younger. Like, if I was mad, I'd play like a fighting game or something like that. But then when I started playing tournament gaming, I realized that when you put emotion into gaming, you fuck up all the time. And if Stoners of Maine is watching, we were playing PUBG and same shit. If you rush somebody in the game, you just start shooting at them crazy. Even if you don't know where they're, they'll freak out. Their emotions get in the game and they start running out and they fuck up and they make a mistake. It's the same shit, you know? Same thing in real life, though. Really, at least in my opinion, I would assume if you're getting shot at, you're going to freak out. You're not gonna, unless you're trained to not. Most people, a bullet goes whizzing by your head, you're going to freak the fuck out. I'm going to freak the fuck out. I'm not trained for that shit. Are you kidding me? 30 years of gaming all day long, best surround sound, virtual reality, whatever you want to do, it still ain't going to train you for a real bullet whizzing by your fucking head. That's for damn sure. I had my cousin fucking shoot a fucking, what was it? He was shooting a fucking, a 223 fucking rifle. He shot that shit right next to my wife's head, man. She was fucking shell shocked for a minute from that shit. Couldn't fucking hear. She thought she was deaf. I was like, yeah, he could have fucking deaf put your ass fucking lost your hearing from that shit or whatever, you know. But that's one thing, guys. If you're gonna fuck around with guns, please be responsible. And if you're gonna be around somebody who's playing around with a gun, make sure they're responsible, or make sure you're responsible enough for the two of you by not letting them handle a gun. Now here's the fun fact. This is the cousin who was teaching me how to hunt. Good shit, right? I wonder why I accidentally killed an armadillo. And yes, I said accidentally. I accidentally killed an armadillo on purpose. It scared the shit out of me. Cheers. Thought it was a mountain lion. Heard it crawling in the bush, turned around, hit it with the flashlight real quick. All I saw was the glow of the eyes. Oh! And then I found out it was an armadillo, and I felt really bad. Now, see, that's the thing, too. Like, I killed an armadillo and I felt bad because I wasn't going to eat it. I felt bad because, obviously, you know, I'm not going to, I didn't need to kill it. I just got scared and panicked like an idiot. And at that moment, like, I didn't go hunting, too, for, like, fucking 2 weeks. I was like, obviously, if I was that worried about that fucking mountain lion, that cougar out there, he was out there, though. He chased my cousin on the four-wheeler. Oh, man, this is the same cousin who shot next to my wife, so I feel like some karma got in there, guys. Fucking golfer sniped me, holy shit. Hey, you know what, this is really fucked up, but when I was a kid, I was about 16, and if you disagree, feel free to thumbs me down. I'd probably thumbs me down, too, for this shit, but when I was a kid, we had, my uncle came down from Reno, and he got divorced or whatever, and he brought his trailer. He ran a landscaping business, and he had a trailer with all these different things, and he brought it to my house, and he brought rats. Exactly. This motherfucker. Well, he brought field mice is what they were. Well, that's what I did. I happened to have a Daisy fucking BB gun, and I saw this mouse one day in my kitchen, and I shit you not, bro, it saw me right and it took off. So I knew there was a mouse. And I was like, fucking hey, man, da-da-da-da. I called my uncle and he's like, oh, I'll get some traps and da-da-da-da. We had dogs. So I was like, well, I'm not putting out poison. I got dogs. I'm not going to kill my dog for this shit. And so I remember fucking me and my buddy, and I was smoking weed at the time. So you got to keep in mind, when you're smoking weed as a teenager, you know, you do some dumb shit. And so, you know, we're high, and my buddy's like, yo, man, he's like, do you hear that? And I'm like, what? He's like, I hear something moving in the kitchen. So we're like, you know, quiet. and you hear my son fucking, he's up. So we're fucking, you know, we're listening to shit, and I have this BB gun right there, and he's like, yo, man, he's like, can you shoot it with that? And I'm a pretty dead shot. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a really good shot. So I grab this fucking BB gun, right? While we're fucking laid out on the fucking floor, just fucking not moving, just still, right? And I got this BB gun on a bipod, and you know, we're just sitting there watching, and this mouse comes out, and it pops its head up, right? And it looks, and I just boom shot this motherfucker right in the face. And this BB gun had a scope on it and everything. Like, it's shit you not. And it's probably about like 25 feet from my living room to the kitchen. But the point being, though, is like, I feel like a jackass as an adult doing that shit. Like, but at the same time, they carry diseases and shit, you know. Like, we would have killed it anyways with some kind of trap or something. But that was the only one that died like that. The other ones fucking I forgot. I don't even know what happened to. Oh, I remember. We got cats, and then we never saw them again. We didn't see any other ones. Either the cats got them or they took the fuck off. But I do remember that it was because my uncle brought all that shit. What's up, Daddy Dank Nugs, man? Hey, I want to apologize to you as well, brother. You know, I didn't mean to press that conversation or anything like that. And I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I tend to get argumentative, and there was no need for that shit. I do apologize for that, man. Cheers, brother. I hope you have a good day, man. Holy shit, did you say to spear a fucking golfer? What do you mean a spear? Like fucking like what the fuck? Holy shit. I don't know that I want to go to where you are, man. Like, you piss off fucking Gruesome, you're gonna get a fucking spear in the back. Shit. I'm about worry about knife in the back. You get a spear. That's fucking funny shit, man. Shit get behind his ass. Oh shit. That's funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's funny. Oh, you thought I said golfers? Shit, hey, you know what? I used to have an apartment, and where my apartment was fucking right on the golf course. And we didn't have access to the golf course, but the golf course was like right on the back of the fucking apartments. And man, they used to hit golf balls in the windows and bust your shit, and they didn't give a shit. So yeah, fuck them. Let's spear the golfers. Spear them too, assholes. That's funny though. We used to fucking get air horns, and like we wait for them right before they swing. Wow. We'd yell 4 all the time. That shit was fucking hilarious. But that's one thing. I love screwing with golfers, and I like to golf. I ain't gonna lie. Like, golfing is fun, but if I'm not golfing and I'm like driving by a golf course, I see somebody about to swing, I'll fucking lay on the horn. Just to fuck him up, and they get so mad. I had someone throw a golf ball in my car one time. That shit was funny though. Shit. The funniest thing though that I think I've ever seen thrown out of a car or at a car was, I remember my sister, man. I felt bad, but it's funny now. My sister was fucking coming home from work on the bus, and her and her girlfriend at the time were walking down the street, coming from the bus stop, heading back to the house. They were maybe like a block away too, right? And at the time, I had a very interesting connection source back then. You know, I knew a lot of people, and I ran with a very interesting crowd doing very dumb shit. And so, you know, my sister's walking home, whatever, and I guess somebody that knew me that had beef with me happened to have a fucking grip of frozen eggs, I guess, and started checking frozen eggs out the back of a fucking Jeep, right? Nailed my sister like 3 times. My sister's stud girlfriend dove to the fucking floor, didn't even like try to protect my sister, and that's just like dove to the ground. This is what they told me, right? And hit my sister like 3 times, whatever, and like they left her some big ass fucking bruises, man, like on her fucking ribs and shit. Like, I felt like it was kind of bad. I felt bad, but man, I remember she called us, and like we had like 7 people in fucking cars just driving around the neighborhood looking for these fucking people. We never did, but we did find a carton with like 2 frozen eggs in it on the side of the road. But that shit was fucking funny, man. Like, when you think about stuff like that. Whew. upload another bowl, guys. Absolutely. I agree 100% with that, Daddy Dink Nugs. Like I said, you cannot fight on here. This is a virtual world. Just kidding. No. Talking about as far as YouTube. We're on YouTube, guys. Cheers, everybody. Hope you guys are all having a fucking great day. If you guys are headed to work, drive safe. If you're getting ready to head to work, be safe. I mean, you know, there's always fucking crazy people out there driving around. I mean, Daddy Dink Nugs is on his way to work. Cheers. Hey, that ain't all. My wife's on her way to work, so get ready for that. That's even scarier. I stay inside. Cheers. I think it's funny how my camera doesn't pick up no smoke. See you in the game arena and Tron. Shit. Tell me why I think they have some kind of like virtual reality. My buddy just got some shit on his PC and was telling me that they have some kind of like disc game that's from Tron on there. I was like, that's too much, bro. I like my video games where I watch them. It's a little weird shit, you know. Oh, he's back at home. Oh shit, man. Woo! I'm fucking stoned, guys. Cheers, everybody. Smoking on this fucking marijuana. If you guys have not got a chance to try this strain, you know, check it out if it's in your area. I like it. It's a good strain. At least the cut that I have is a good cut, you know. And that's the other thing with fucking strain reviews. You know, you could talk about a strain all day, but at the end of the day, it's different everywhere you get it. I've had like 5 strains of the same shit from different companies, and every one of them was a completely different experience. Shit, you got a scare with the cop. Oh, fuck. Fuck that. No good to that, man. Hell yeah. Hey, you know what, Crawler? I feel it. Like I said, I've been up all night, so I'm probably going to crash out. I might play a couple rounds of some like PUBG or some shit. Just because it's a fucking entertaining game. Shit. Bro. Skip to work. Sled to work. Snowshoes to work. Whatever you got to do, but don't drive. That's bad, man. Shit, at that time, I would literally be like, oh, yeah, I know. I'm just testing the car out. We're fucking working on this bitch. Like, that's exactly what I would say. I'm so serious. I've actually been pulled over with no tags. I didn't even know my shit to expire, dude. And he was like, hey, man, he's like, your tags are expired, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, man. I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, we're just replaced the alternator belts on this car. So we're just testing this out, making sure everything's good. And then we're getting ready to head down to DMV to get it registered. And he was like, why didn't you? He goes, you're going to try to drive this down? I was like, oh, no. I go, we're just making sure it's running. I go, and then we're going to register it. And then this vehicle is going to be used to do a test drive. I said, I got a 16-year-old cousin, just got his license. It's his car. I mean, I made up a story like that on the spot. But that's the thing. When you deal with cops, you got to be smooth and you got to think quick, very quickly. If you start to hesitate when you're thinking, they'll immediately know you're lying. But if you think about it, like if you got a whole story made up by the time they even get out of their car. Yeah. Exactly. But that's the thing, though. The fact that you got the probation, though, that's the extra shit. And the no insurance. I at least had the insurance and no probation, of course. But the expired tags, though, in Vegas, they're harsh on that. Dude, I got pulled over one time with like 2 ounces of weed in the back of my car. And this is long before I was medical. This was before it was legal. Before it was decriminalized, even. And I got pulled over. I had 2 ounces in the back. And literally, I had just cleaned out my car because I was getting ready to sell it. And I had it just sitting in the trunk. There's nothing in the trunk, right? Or no, there's a box of diapers and this sack of weed or this bag of weed, right? And I'm like, I was gonna put it inside the box of diapers, and I was like, nah, I mean, that's cool, whatever. And I'm like, I'm only like 15 minutes away from the crib, so I'm driving, and I get lit up by this cop because I don't have the car. I didn't register it because I'm getting ready to sell it, but it has a moving permit, right? So I can legally drive it. It's insured and everything. I just don't have plates on it because I'm selling it. So, and I'm in a not the nicest side of Vegas, and I'm over in Northtown, basically, for those who know what that is. And so he lights me up. I pull into this parking lot, right? And I park all the way, turn the car off. I have all my shit out immediately because I'm like, fuck, man, I got fucking 2 ounces in the back. I'm like, this motherfucker can easily write me up, take my shit, or he can fucking cuff my ass and take me in for it. It's up to him. And and at this time, they were taking everybody. I mean, I only knew a couple people that got off with some shit like that. But anyways, he fucking, he's talking to me, and he's like, he goes, "You have no plates on your car." I go, "Yeah, I know." I go, "I'm selling the vehicle." I go, "That's why it's so clean." I go, "Everything is cleaned out." I said, "The car's been, the plates have been turned into DMV, and I just have a moving permit on the window." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I see it." He goes, "You mind if you mind if I take a look at it?" I go, "Here, I can take it down." He's like, "Oh, no, you don't have to take it down. I just went ahead and took it off the window. I had it in a little bag thing that came off." And so I handed it to him, and he starts talking about how people forge them. And I'm like, "Oh, shit." I was like, "People forge that shit?" And at this time, I was working fucking security and shit. So I was like, "Well, shit, man." I was like, I do security." And I was like, "I used to do loss prevention. I used to fucking get counterfeit bills and shit all the time. And I'd have to teach people how to recognize that shit." And, so we start talking, and blah, one thing leads to another, whatever. Well, he has a fucking partner that just is like, has a stick up his ass to search my car. And I'm just like, and the main dude who's dealing with me, his partner's like, "You mind if we search?" And his buddy's like, "You can see there's nothing in the car." He's like, "You can look, this fucking shit's completely cleaned out." And he's like, "I don't know. I just want to kind of look around, And he points to my tattoos, dude. Like somehow bro, I got a fucking Joker tattoo, a Batman tattoo. I got a Fallout tattoo, Gears of War tattoo. I mean, motherfucker, dude, like my ink is not fucking like gang related or anything. Like, what the fuck are you pointing at? Oh, he's got the Joker. He's an anarchist or something. Like, what the fuck? But so anyways, the partner's like, "What?" He's like, "Do you mind?" I was like, "Nah, bro." I'm like, "Go for it. You can search the car." I was like, so I get out. I open the doors, right? I was like, "Go for it." So the one cop's going through, and me and this other cop are just chilling, talking, and I'm telling him how my cousin's a detective, and he's like, "Oh, who is he?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's so and so," and he's like, "Oh, I think I know who that is," and he's like, I was like, "I don't fucking ever see him. I see him like on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and if there's a wedding or something, we'll see him every now and that's about it." And and it's because he keeps getting divorced and married to the same chick. Dude, this guy has literally divorced his wife like 4 fucking times and got remarried 4 fucking times. Hey, what's up, Sunday Sesh? Good fucking morning, brothers. My fucking Vegas homie right there. Cheers to you. But anyways, so me and this fucking cop are talking. And I have a philosophy with cops. If they want to arrest you, they're going to arrest you. There's really nothing you can do, especially with Metro. Vegas cops, they can be a dick if they want to. It's up to, now Henderson police. I think they go in there and they have to be sworn in to be a dick. Like all the Henderson cops are just assholes, in my opinion. For anybody that knows Vegas shit, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, some of his cops were just talking, whatever. I was making this statement about how cold it was, right? Because I'm chilling against this car, and I was like, "Do you mind if I fucking lean against your radiator, bro? It's cold." And he's like, "Yeah, bro." And I was like, "How are you not cold?" And he's like, "Man," he's like, this fucking Kevlar vest weighs so fucking much." He's like, and then he's like, "All the other gear I gotta carry." He's like, you're warm, trust me." He's like, "Honestly, I'd like to take some of this shirt off." He goes, "But I might." He goes, "My opinion, I take it off. Something happened, we're just talking, whatever." This other guy's going through my shit, and then he goes, "All right, I need the key to the trunk." I'm like, "Fuck," because I got this fucking because I don't get paid as much as Metro. That's exactly what my cousin said, dude. That's fucking funny. That's fucking really funny because my cousin said the same shit. We were talking about that last Thanksgiving. I was talking about that why Henderson's such dicks because my cousin had got my other cousin got a ticket. We were all talking about it. He was like, it's because they don't make as much money as everybody else. They're all fucking gonna stick up their ass. He's a vice detective down on the strip, man. Like, he goes around busting prostitutes and shit. But anyway, so this guy comes. He's like, I need the key to the trunk, and I'm like, I look at this cop, and he just looks at me. He's like, is there anything in the trunk? I was like, I think there's a box of diapers, spare tire. I was like, I don't think there's anything else in there though. He's like, do you care if we look? I was like, nah, go for it. Fuck it. Why not? It's gonna happen. It's 2 fucking ounces of weed, whatever. But I'm like, all right, it's got to happen eventually. I'm fucking at this time. I'm fucking like 24, right? And I'm like, all right, whatever. Time to take a charge. Homie goes through my trunk. I mean, there's only a box of diapers, a fucking 2 sacks of weed. Clear as day. Like, it ain't like it's hidden, covered. You open the trunk, it's bam, big sacks of fucking some Afghan Kush. Some fat ass nugs too, like some big colas. And then like, you lift up the fucking thing and you got like the spare tire or the jack or whatever. And he looks up, goes like this. He looks at me and he's like, oh, you're good. Closes the trunk. I'm thinking, shit, he took my weed. Right? I'm like, damn, man, he took my shit. I didn't even check the trunk. They get on their way. I drive off. I go home. I grab the diapers. Here's my weed sitting there, 2 ounces, just chilling. I'm like, he didn't take my weed? I was like, what? No shit. I was like, that was like the greatest day of my life, man. I was like 100% guaranteed I was busted. I was like, I know I'm about to get busted for this shit. And it didn't happen. I just can't believe that shit. Oh shit, Vegas cops think you're guilty until you're proven innocent too. They gave me $8,000 in street racing fines. Motherfucker gave me a fine for driving aggressively through a construction zone at 65 miles or over. Right? I have a convertible, so he said that I was at the meantime driving 65 miles an hour or over doing this, right, out the top of my window. Or out the top of the convertible, right, the top down. Now, those are the first 2 charges. Then I had driving to endanger recklessly because I was swerving in and out of the lanes to prevent a vehicle from passing me that I was racing, apparently, right? Like I was like Need for Speed, keeping them from passing, being a dick. And and I also got a charge for driving too close behind the vehicle, right? And this all happened in 1 block. I shit you not, okay? So now keep in mind, 65 plus miles an hour in a construction zone. I'm in front of him. I'm behind him. I'm swerving in and out, and I'm doing this the whole fucking time. From stoplight to stoplight. I shit you not. This is Vegas cops, bro. Now try to comprehend that, right? When you think about this shit, I was like, when this cop wrote this shit up, he's like, all right, he's like, you know what? I'm going to fucking crush your fucking car, take you in for these felonies. How does that sound? I was like, you do what you got to do, man. I was like, I really don't want to. I was like, I'd like to go home personally. And he goes, well, then I'm going to throw the fucking book at you. And he did. He gave me a book of tickets. I ain't going to lie. Like, I had a stack. And he was like, you're going to sign these fucking tickets. I was like, I don't got to sign shit. I said, signing it is an admission of guilt. He said, no, signing it is an admission if you're receiving it. I said, how about this then? You sign it that says that this is just a signature for, admission of receival, not admission of guilt. And he was like, you know what? He's like, I could crush your shit right now. I go, you know what then? I go, how about you do that then? I said, I'll call my cousin. At this time, my cousin was a sergeant of that fucking area. I was like, how about that? I'll just call my cousin. I've never name dropped my cousin. I hate people to do that. But you know what? At that time, this cop was a dick, right? He thought I was bullshit too when I told him that was my cousin. And sure enough, when my cousin, I still had to pay my fines. He didn't get me off or nothing, no discount. I got a really good attorney that helped me the fuck out. And I'll tell you right now, my attorney, and I'll get to this story, right? He only did good because he fucked up, and I'll get to that. Right? Well, anyways, this cop gave me all these fines. And I fought it. I was like, I ain't admitting to that. I didn't do that. That's bullshit. Obviously, I can't do that. It's not physically possible to be in front of someone, behind somebody, right? I'm driving, swerving 65 plus miles an hour through a construction zone. So it's only like one lane with potholes and fucking metal grates everywhere and ditches and construction vehicle, big barricades. But I'm doing all this, man. I was like, I feel like I'm the transporter. I told the cop, dude, when I'm reading this shit. I was like, I feel like the fucking transporter, bro. What's up, everybody? And, because you got to try to perspective this, right? And then my big ass, I'm driving in a fucking 2-seater convertible. So I'm like, I'm feeling kind of like badass. Because I'm like, because if I tell people this story, if I don't fight it and I'm just like, yeah, I did this. This is a fucking epic ass fucking event. Like, I was a badass fucking motherfucking street racer, man. This is Need for Speed. No, that didn't happen. All right. This guy was just a jackass. Okay. You ever turn into a gas station and your tires squeal because it's concrete, right? This motherfucker said I burned out pulling into the fucking parking lot. I'm like, you fucking serious, dude? Right? Well, anyways, I get all these tickets. It ends up being fucking 2 felony charges, $8,000 worth of street racing fines, right? They want my license, all this shit. So I'm like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, what do I do? Well, everyone's like, run. This is what my friends tell me, man. I ask for advice from people to try to get some clarity, I'm freaking out. And everyone's like, run. Go to California. I got a homie in fucking Kentucky. Come to Kentucky. I got you. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not gonna run. What the fuck? And he's like, because at the time I was looking at jail time. They were looking at for the felony. It was like 2 years. I think it was like 2.5 years for street racing. I'm like, man, I didn't even do shit. Fuck you. That's bullshit. And thankfully, I knew my rights, and so I started studying. This is actually what got me studying laws and learning about that stuff. Is because I was like, I'm not gonna get screwed. Fuck that shit. I watch cops. I know how this shit works. And so I started fucking researching it, and then I realized I needed an attorney because I couldn't do this shit on my own. That's for damn sure. So I contacted this attorney. His name is Michael. He's a really awesome guy. Except I had a friend, right, who got a ticket. He hired an attorney. The attorney did not show up to court. My friend got a warrant for his arrest. They showed up at his door asking for $5,000 in cash, or he goes to jail. That's how they do it in Vegas, in North Las Vegas. They either come to your door. If you don't show up to court and you miss your court date, they will show up at your door that night. They give you till midnight, and then they show up at your door. And you either have to have the cash to pay the fine, all of it right at once, or you go to jail. It's that simple. You have no other choice, right? Well, this happened to my friend. So, of course, I get this attorney, and I tell him about this story. And I'm like, I cannot have you do something like that. Well, I put it in my universe. I talked about it. The universe just heard the situation. It didn't hear I want it or don't want it. It just heard the situation. So what happens, right? Well, this guy goes. He gets all my street racing fines down, right? All the fucking misdemeanor shit knocked the fuck down to park. This dude is on the point, right? He's like the attorney, the best defense attorney. Except this dumb motherfucker missed my felony charges. He forgot to go to the case. He went golfing for lunch with a judge friend, he said. And I shit you not. Right? It's Friday night. It's about 6 p.m. I'm literally playing beer pong at my buddy's house. And right, we're chilling. This is the guy who, where we drank all this beer all the time, beer pong every night. We're chilling. Right. I get a phone call. My phone rings. I'm like, whose number? I didn't even recognize the number. I'm like, whose number is this? And so I'm like, hello? And they're like, so-and-so, da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, this is me. What's up? And they're like, we're transferring the call to Michael, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I know who it is immediately. It's my attorney. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm thinking he's calling to, like, give me, like, a confirmation on how much I have to fucking pay his ass, right? And I'm already, like, a couple grand, into this fucking, shit as far as what I'm going to have to be making payments for. As far as what he's done. So it went from $8,000 to like, I think it was like 1,800 or something like that, almost $2,000. And I was like, hey, that's way better than 8,000 shit. And I got to making payments, and he would handle everything else. I was like, that's cool. And well, he gets on the phone and he's like, hey man, he's like, how's it going? I was like, oh, I'm good. And I was like, how are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm good. I actually just finished playing a few rounds of golf. Like, this is actually how this motherfucker introduces this conversation. And he's like, so I kind of have some good news and some bad news. I was like, you're my attorney, bro. What do you mean you have some good news and some bad news? I don't like that. There's not supposed to be any bad news. I'm paying you for no bad news. That's what I pay you for. And he goes, well, I got your felony stuff kicked out, bro. It's gone. Don't got to worry about it. I'm like, all right, man, that's awesome. He's like, bad news. I go, what? I was like, I got to pay another fine or something instead. And he goes, no. He goes like, he goes, I don't really know how to tell you this, man. He goes, I go, well, what is it? I was like, just tell me, dude. I was like, now I'm starting to get worried. Like, what's going on? He goes, I missed your court case for the felony charges. There's a bench warrant out for your arrest. North Las Vegas PD is literally on the way to your house to pick you up right now. Do you have somewhere to go? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious, Michael? Are you joking? I was like, I fucking talked to you about having this happen to a friend. And he's like, I know, man. I know this. And now I didn't tell you this before. Now I'm going to go back to when I told him this story. This motherfucker pointed, and we were in his office talking. I told him about this happening and how I was really concerned about this event taking place, about missing the court case. He goes like this. He leans back in his really expensive, nice suit, pulls his suit, his tie, and he goes, you see this? Points to his bar certificate to pass the bar in Nevada. It's actually one of the most difficult ones. And he goes, you see this shit? He goes, I worked my ass off for that. That right there means everything to me. I would never do anything to jeopardize it. I can't even say it with a straight face anymore. And I took his word for it, man. So I requoted him. I said, what happened to you and that certificate meaning the world to you? He pulled every string he had to get all my felony charges dropped, but he couldn't do it till Monday. So over the weekend, I had to hide. Thankfully, I had some very good friends. And it was literally like 6 houses around the corner. Like, they didn't know to go there, obviously. But it was cool. I wasn't far from my house. I was able to, like, talk to my family and shit. It was cool. And but they did come. They came to my house and they looked for me, and I was not there, obviously. And on Monday morning, everything was squashed and I was good to go. And I had to pay absolutely nothing for my attorney. And now he's on call for any situation, because at any given time I can have him disbarred from the whole fucking. He can't even be an attorney in Nevada because of this stupid mistake. Now, I would never do that. I'm not a fucking jackass like that. I don't even hold it over him or anything like that. But he always brings it up anytime I talk to him, which is pretty cool. He always tells me, he's like, I really appreciate that, man. He's like, that was a mistake, a rookie mistake. He's like, I learned from that. I make sure I have somebody or a legal assistant, something like that. It's there to guarantee that there's never that mistake again. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm sorry it had to happen with me, but, you fixed it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you had to use up some favors, but whatever. But, man, that was a crazy-ass shit. I ain't going to lie, Oh, hell yeah, we stay friends. We still communicate. Thankfully, I haven't needed him for anything, so that's pretty fucking awesome. I ain't going to lie about that. Now, I ain't going to lie. Like, it's good to have someone who understands the law, especially when you do different things, businesses, anything like that, because you want to understand where you are and what you can be sued for, because we live in a world where everyone wants to sue everybody. And if you don't know that, it's really fucking sad, because I don't understand what happened. Like, everybody wants to sue everybody. I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, like, I broke my leg at at Smith's. They had a bunch of stock on the floor, or not Smith's, Albertsons, and they had a bunch of stock on the floor, a bunch of water, and somebody went to slice open the saran wrap, and they sliced open all the bottles, right? And so there was like water all over the floor. And they have a marble white, crisp white floor, right? So the water reflected only the white. You could not see the water. It didn't reflect like water. It didn't reflect the lighting. So all the lighting in there just kind of fucking blended together. Well, I'm walking. I'm a big motherfucker, man. Okay, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", and I'm a big guy, all right? We're just going to leave it at that. Well, my big ass is walking. I fucking, whoop, big ass, boom, busted my ass. And, right, I had just happened to be recording on my phone for Twitch. Which is wonderful, right? Like, this is the wonderful shit that happens on live streams, guys. And, I busted my shit, and this dude comes running over. He's like, oh shit, man. He's like, did you slip in the water? I'm like, you know there's water on the floor, dude? Are you fucking serious? You know there's water? And he goes, oh yeah, man. He's like about a fucking hour ago, I cut up with a bunch of bottles. He's like, I was meant to clean that up. I had somebody clip it for me, obviously, and used it to pay. I used it to pay for my insurance, is what I did, because I had to go to the fucking doctor, you know, and all that shit. But that fucking insurance company, they were like, yo, we need to settle this and da 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 da. And they ended up, like, I told him I have, like I said, I have an attorney friend, and when he found out this happened, he was like, you know, you can sue them, right? And he's like, you can, for pain and suffering, lost wages. I was like, I'm good. I'm like, that's like bad karma. I always feel like that's bad karma, man. Like, there's people, because I used to do loss prevention, and there's people that fucking legitimately, that's their living. They go around and they're just like, oh, I fell, lawsuit. And I feel bad because these fucking, hey man, good luck, brother. Be safe driving. But it's one thing, you know, you got to be kind of cautious with. But cheers, everybody. Smoking on this marijuana, just for anybody that may not know. Let me know what you guys are fucking smoking on in the chat. I'm having a wonderful fucking morning now, guys. Hope you guys are having a great start to this day now, and having a wonderful fucking, you know, just fucking wonderful fucking vibe, man. Like, that's what it's all about, guys. Cheers. Woo. Oh man. Oh, holy shit. All right, guys, we've been going for 52 minutes. I'm gonna probably run this shit for another 8, you know, do the hour, and then call it a morning. And then I'm not gonna lie, probably gonna jump on and maybe do some streaming, some PUBG later, some live stream, maybe get a group together, and do a dual live stream, possibly even on a few different channels. But cheers, everybody. Ooh. Excuse me. Let me know, guys, because I am going to start. There's going to be a gaming channel. It's going to be Kzar420 Gaming. I'm going to be switching that. Wow, full one. Right now I'm just streaming on YouTube, but I'm going to for the gaming part of it, for the YouTube gaming side. It's for Kzar420. This is simply a cannabis channel. I've just been game streaming on here just to figure out how to get it to work recently. But there is going to be a Kzar420 Gaming, and damn, that hit's killing me. Hang on a second. On the Kzar420 Gaming channel that's going to get created, it's going to have 1 subscriber, because I want to know who that first subscriber is right away. As soon as that channel comes up, the link will be in all my fucking videos, of course. But I want to know who that first subscriber is, because that's really important to me. That means something to me. It really does. And but anyways, with that channel, I'm going to split the OBS broadcast and broadcast to YouTube Gaming as well as Twitch. And that way I can do, because I used to run the Twitch stuff. I used to have Kzar Gaming TV for a while, and I shut that whole channel down. I think there's like the first 2 videos I think they were ever posted are on there. And they're just a couple case unboxings. I think that I just did. I never took them down. And but that's it. But I had ran on Twitch for a while. I did that shit up till the fucking. I actually enjoyed on Twitch. Twitch was fun, but there's a lot of trolls on Twitch. I mainly got off of Twitch for. Well, I took it down for. It was out of spite. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I did the whole sponsored gaming shit, and when I left GameStop and all the nice, wonderful people from Allied Gaming who can go jump off a fucking cliff, um, I out of spite, I took down anything that they had access to monetization for anything because we had a pretty decent following for Allied Gaming. I mean, we had several thousand people just in the community alone of Allied Gaming, let alone the fucking viewers. I mean, I've played against people like the Phase Crew. I mean, like you name it, I've gone up against some pretty entertaining people. I've got my ass kicked by some fucking entertaining people too. But I like gaming. Gaming is fun. I love gaming, but the thing that I notice is that a lot of live streamers do not. There's not too many retro gaming anymore on YouTube. Most everybody's playing COD or PUBG. Like I like playing PUBG. I love that. But I'm gonna start introducing some more random games. If you guys didn't catch last Saturday, I played what is it? We played some Hydro Thunder. If you guys don't know what that is, go look that shit up. Old school fucking arcade right there. And I hear my son. He's fucking loud as fuck. Yeah, GTA and Fortnite. I see GTA and Fortnite. Hey, but I actually like watching Fortnite. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I'll pop on Johnny's live when he's running Fortnite, and I'll have it on on the corner or whatever, and I'll watch that while I'm editing video or doing something else. And it's actually rather entertaining because it's like watching a cartoon. Literally, it's action packed with people you know. I guess I don't know how to explain it. But it's fun. I like that, and I like PUBG, but I like some of these older retro games, and I'm going to be playing some new games. I want everybody that is into gaming and interested in gaming to not only subscribe to the new channel once it is created, but I want you guys to come drop comments in the stream about what games you want to see. Like if there's a specific game, like for instance, my wife, she has motion sickness, so she can't watch or she can't play video games. She can watch them, which is weird, right? Like I was like, how does that make sense? How can you watch a video game and it don't bother you, but playing it does? I guess maybe like the hand-eye coordination, you're trying to like move or something. I don't know. Anyways, I prefer realistic weapons. I like that's why I like PUBG. PUBG is a little bit more realistic. Honestly, PUBG eventually will have, in my opinion, down the road, some kind of they'll come to a virtual reality augmented kind of version of that, almost like a airsoft battle, but with the virtual reality kind of thing, I guess. And it'll be pretty cool. Honestly, that would actually be pretty intense. It's not coming on PS4. High Talk. I'm very sorry. They just officially announced that Microsoft has bought the patent, or not the patent, but the copyright on it, and they own it, and they are not releasing it. I am very sorry to be the one to, at least that's as far as news has been released. That's what it is as of right now. They are not releasing it on the PlayStation, which is very sorry to hear that. But I will tell you right now, if you fucking get an Xbox, I will do my absolute best to try to find a way to help buy you that copy of PUBG. I shit you not. You have my word. I told Stoners I made the same shit, and I bought it for him because I'm not that kind of person. I don't bullshit you. But because I think it is bullshit, I told Johnny Blaze the same fucking shit because it is bullshit that PlayStation can't play PUBG, and now everybody has the money to spend $1,000 on making a gaming PC to play PUBG the right way. So if you can somehow find a way to get an Xbox, I will help you. But give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys. So I gotta take this call, but we are at the close of this, anyways, guys. I just want everybody to fucking know. Like I said, I do apologize one last time for any anything that may have offended anybody and my foolishness. I do want to tell you guys that. But I love each and every one of you guys, and like I said, the gaming channel will be up soon. And as soon as that is, I want to see each one of you gamers, on there, because I want to have everyone in there. Like I said, anybody that doesn't have, an Xbox, if you're able to get one, I will try to do my absolute best as much as I can to try to help you get the game, because everyone should be able to play it. You know, and I'm somebody like that. I like to give back to people. I love to give to people. That's my belief. You have to keep giving to the world, to everybody. Everybody's got to give. If you don't give, you know, you're never going to receive anything. But as always, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. As always, to all my gifted out there, you guys got to stay lifted. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, guys. Peace out.